Boys, we're back, and for like a staple of this channel now for at least a few months now, we have this tier list. As you can see, we got best, good, mid, bad, and worst. And if this is the first time you guys are here watching this video, pretty much the best can only have one fight, worst also one fight only. Good, mid, and bad, we can stack up as many as we want. And yeah, we're going through the UFC fight card, Yan versus Figueiredo. We're going to go through every single fight on that card, rank them from best to worst. I'm not going to lie, this card, it's a sleeper of a card. It could be a really fun fight card. Only downside, this shit's early in the morning. But with that being said, let's start this off. This is in no particular order, just random as hell. First off, Cong, Kenan versus Muslim Salikhov. This is a battle of the Unk type of fight, and I don't think it's going to be that great, especially because it's like the featured fight of that fight card. I don't have very high hopes for this fight, and I'm going to try to be a little bit critical. I'm not just going to put every fight in good, you know, there has to be a mix up of stuff. Right now I'll keep it at the tail end of mid, and you know, there's a lot of guys on this card. I got no idea how the hell you pronounce their name. I'm not even gonna try. But moving down is one of these guys. I think this dude's name is Bergeneg versus Su Young Yu. So I don't know, apologies my brother, I don't know how to say that name, but this is another mid fight. I'm gonna put it above the Unks for now. You know, a lot of road to UFC type of fights on this card, and you know, Su, one of the guys who is a non-stop grappler looking for that submission, so it'll be fun for that. Where I'm just gonna call this dude B from now on. B, he has some really good punishing elbows and knees if you try to take a sloppy, if you try to go for a sloppy takedown. I think it's mid, nothing special, you know, two new guys, so I have him at mid for now. Loner Kavanaugh taking on Jose O'Shea. I'm putting that at the best one right now. Kavanaugh, really one of these prospects to look out on this card. I'm excited to see how he looks, and to be honest, I think they're feeding Jose to Kavanaugh. I think Kavanaugh's getting this done fairly easy, and it's crazy because, you know, both these guys are undefeated. Regardless, it's going to be one of the best fights of this card. Let's go down. Shi Ming versus Frank Xiaonan. I'm putting this one at the worst. Is there much that needs to be said? You know, I think this is actually the worst fight on the card. I'm looking at the other fights off screen, and yeah, it's crazy. We have the worst one already. You know, there's not gonna be any fine tuning. They should staying right where it is. There's not much that needs to be said. You know, two road to UFC girls fighting it out. You know, Shi Ming, pretty bad striking, not just offense, but also defense, gets hit a lot, you know, decent wrestling, heavy forward pressure, but even Fing, she's going to be the better striker, maybe even better grappling, but at the end of the day, I think both these girls are pretty bad. You know, I think Fing is a little bit better, but both of them are just bad. Moving down, Bing Chilling versus Zhu Kanaj. I think this is going to be a good fight, you know. Bing Chilling, how can you go wrong with some Bing Chilling? And then Zhu, you know, both these guys, I think this fight's ending in a finish. Both these guys really good strikers. Both these guys have some really good footwork. Their striking is just really, really good for being a debuting UFC fighter. And yeah, I guarantee this fight is ending in a KO. I think it's going to be one of the better fights on this card. And yeah, it just sucks because I don't know how to pronounce half of these dudes' names. It is what it is. A little bit easier ones here. Xiaonan taking on Kwang Lee. I'm going to put this in mid as well. You know, two established UFC guys. And it comes down to who can implement their game better. You know, Wang Zhao, he wants to get it to the ground, where Kwang Lee, he wants to keep it striking. So it'll be fun to see who can implement their game better. I think, regardless, I don't really think it's going to be that boring of a fight. Even if it does get to the ground, I think it'll still be exciting moments here. I don't think it's going to be a lay and pray type of fight. I think it's still going to be a good fight. To be honest, I'm going to put it mid, and I'll switch these two to good. But it's also hard to put a lot of these ones in good, because a good chunk of them, it's like debuting guys, you know. Hard to fully commit to this, and I don't want to oversaturate this good section. Moving down, a 50-50 type of fight. Volkan Oezdemir versus Carlos Ulberg. Sorry, my boy Kavanaugh, you gotta move down. I don't know why that guy got there, but you know, Carlos Ulberg, Carlos Ulberg, Volkan Oezdemir, definitely the best fight so far. And like I said, a 50-50 type of matchup where both of these guys I could see winning. I do think Carlos is better everywhere, except for, you know, Volkan Oezdemir does have that veteran mindset. He does have all the experience in the world. So if there is some guy to pull off the upset, it is Oezdemir. So don't count this dude out. He can definitely get it done. I just think my boy Carlos Ulberg is getting it done. Let's keep moving down. Kerry Singh Santo taking on Dong Hu Choi. It's not the greatest matchup in the world, I'll tell you that. It's going to be I think it's going to be a very boring, decision-heavy game plan from both of these guys. Dong Hu Choi definitely has the power to knock out someone like a Kerry, but I don't see it happening. I see Kerry being too long for Dong Hu Choi to be able to catch him. I just think I wouldn't be surprised if we see lots of running in this match. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Dong Hu Choi having a very hard time finding his range. I just think it's gonna be a boring decision fight. You know, I think this fight's going to the decision. I don't think it's going to be all that entertaining. It is what it is. Moving down, Zhang Mingyang taking on Jose Diaz. I'm going to put this at the top of mid only because they're really just feeding Diaz to Zhang. To be honest, Zhang is going to get a highlight reel knockout. Mark my words. I don't think it's going to be all that competitive. I think it's going to be a fairly one-sided beatdown, highlight reel KO on that Zhang side. So I'm just going to put it at mid. Maybe I'll move it up to good just because we're going to see a nice highlight reel KO, but I can't move it any higher than the tail end of good. Moving down, Wang Cong taking on Gabriella Fernandes. I don't know where to put this one. I'm excited to see it because I do think we're gonna see another KO win from Wang, just because Gabriella leaves her chin way too high up and she can easily get countered by Wang. So I think we're gonna see another highlight reel KO. Still gonna put it at mid because it is two women fighting, two low level women fighting. Then co-main event, where do we put this one? Top of mid. This is actually saying a lot because majority of the time when it is women fighting, it goes straight to bad to worse. You know, it's in these two sections. The fact that these two girls are in mid says a lot and shows how good each of these fights are going to be. Co-main event for a reason. I think it's going to be fun. I'm really high on the Kenan train. I think she's going to do really good. I also do like me some Tabatha Ricci, but unfortunately, I don't think she's going to be able to get much. I think Yana's just going to be way too strong for her, and she's not going to be able to do much, to be honest. That's what I think personally. That being said, we got two more fights to go to. We'll move this one down just for now because there's going to be a new guy coming in real soon. But right now, we got the boy N taking on Carlos Hernandez. And to be honest, this is a bad fight. This might be one of the worst fights on this card. I think it's going to be a boring decision. Both these guys aren't the greatest on the feet. On the ground, still not the greatest. Definition of just straight up mid/bad. And yeah, I honestly think Carlos Hernandez is going to get it done. But I think they're going to rob him because we know where we're going. It's not like we don't see some corruption here and there. But I think this is one of the worst fights on the card. It could easily be mixed up with these two, but not really, because these two are just a whole new level on themselves of how bad it's going to be. But the best fight on the card, did it really need to be? Is there much that needs to be said? The main event, Yan taking on Davison Figueiredo. Was there much that needed to be said? This is going to be one of the best fights of the year. And people are sleeping on the boy, Davison Figueiredo. I think he's getting it done. But I think we're just going to see Davison Figueiredo have not levels. It's going to be very competitive. But I do think the edge is going to be for Davison Figueiredo. Both these guys, previous champs. Skill for skill, very similar. I think Davison's a little bit better on the feet. Then you go look at it. We're taking like pretty much the lighter man skill set is going to come into play. I think Davison's got this one done. But yeah, what do you guys think of this tier list? What do you guys think of this fight this Saturday? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Who would you put for best? Which one would you put for worst? And yeah, quickly look at this shit real quick because 99% of you guys are watching this shit for free. Help your boy out, get to 1,000 subscribers. Stop being a hoe about it. Subscribe with those post notifications on so you never miss any of these rare tier lists, just rare videos in general. Yeah, there's really not that much else left to say except for I will see you guys in my next video.